The legal fight over the Future Group's assets had embroiled two of the world's richest men, Amazon's Jeff Bezos and Reliance Industries' Mukesh Ambani. The final outcome was closely awaited as it would determine India's post pandemic shopping sector and also if Amazon is able to dent the dominance of Reliance Industries. Now, Amazon's challenged against the Future Group's $3.4 billion deal with Reliance Industries saw a closure in the Supreme Court yesterday after one of the most bitterly fought legal battles in the world's only billion plus retail market open to foreign competition concluded. Supreme Court bench Justices Rohinton Fali Nariman and B.R. Gawai allowed the appeal filed by Amazon against a Delhi High Court order which had stayed the attachment of properties of the Future Group and Kishore Biani in relation to the Future Reliance deal. So before diving into the legal details, let me give you a little backdrop of the case. So to understand, Amazon had taken partner Future Group to court, saying it violated contracts and agreements between them by agreeing to sell its retail assets to market leader Reliance for over 27,000 crores. However, Future Group had denied any sort of wrongdoing. The US company had invested in the Future Group in the year 2019 by acquiring a 49% stake in Future Coupons Limited, which had a 9.82% share in Future Retail Limited. First, after dispute arose between Amazon and Future, the matter was referred to arbitration under the Singapore International Arbitration Centre rules. The award was passed by Mr. V.K. Raja SC, former Attorney General of the Republic of Singapore and also former Judge of Appeal of the Supreme Court of Republic of Singapore. So basically, a single judge of the Delhi High Court had upheld the award passed by an emergency arbitrator under the Singapore International Arbitration Rules and had directed the properties of Future Group to be attached in this particular case and had also stayed the merger between Reliance Industries and Future Retail Limited worth 24,000 crores. A division bench in appeal had stayed the single judge order. Amazon appealed against the division bench order in the Supreme Court. Well, to summarize, Amazon contended in the Supreme Court that the order of the division bench was illegal and arbitrary, whereas Future Group contended before the Supreme Court that if the division bench order is not upheld, then the company will be forced to enter liquidation process. Okay, so now we come to the main part, the judgment, and let me give you some brief pointers from the judgment delivered yesterday by the Supreme Court of India. The two-judge bench of the Supreme Court ruled that the award passed by the Singapore arbitrator in this case, restraining a merger deal between Future Retail Limited and Mukesh Ambani's Reliance Industries, was enforceable in India under Section 17, Clause 2 of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. Supreme Court ruled that an emergency arbitrator's award is very much an order under Section 17, Clause 1 of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. Supreme Court declared that there can be no appeal under Section 37 of the Arbitration Act against the enforcement of an emergency arbitrator's order passed under Section 17, Clause 2 of the 1996 Act. Supreme Court ruled that the definition of arbitration as under Section 2, Clause 1, Subclause A of the Arbitration Act means any arbitration, whether or not administered by a permanent arbitral institution, when read with Sections 2, Clause 6 and 2, Clause 8, would make it clear that even interim orders passed by an emergency arbitrator under the rules of a permanent arbitral institution would be included within the ambit of Section 17, Clause 2 of the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996. The Supreme Court, interestingly, also ruled that Section 17, Clause 2 indeed creates a legal fiction, and this legal fiction is only created for the enforceability of interim orders passed by an arbitral tribunal. So now, after discussing what all was held in the Supreme Court judgment and how it was a big win for Amazon in the Supreme Court, let's also understand what happened after the hearings concluded. India's antitrust regulator, Competition Commission of India, has now accused Amazon of submitting false information and concealing facts to the authority while it sought approval for its 2019 investment in the Future Group unit. Though this development has the potential of complicating the legal journey a bit for Amazon, It is indeed a victory for the US company in the Indian Supreme Court. Well, who's who of the legal fraternity appeared in this bitterly fought legal battle? Some of the names who argued in the court were: Senior Advocate Gopal Subramaniam appeared for Amazon and was briefed by PNA law officers and AZBN partners. Senior Advocate Harish Salve appeared for Future Retail Limited and was briefed by Nayak and Nayak and Co. Vikram Nankani represented the Future Coupon Private Limited and was briefed by Agarwala Law Associates. There were a total of 78 lawyers who were involved in this legal tussle before the Supreme Court of India. For more on this, refer to barandbench.com and don't forget to subscribe to Bar and Bench for more in-depth news analysis and updates from the corridors of law and justice.